hope you all had a great weekend. We had a nice weekend here. We're going to go ahead and send out our usual notifications. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Robyn. I am a sleep health coach and clinical pharmacist, helping you to get the most amazing sleep ever. So we'll go ahead and definitely send out a few notifications, let people know we are live. And tonight's topic, we're going to talk about, are you one of these people that wakes up in the morning feeling like a zombie? You think you got a good night's sleep, but something happened where you just did not get that good night's sleep in. So we're definitely going to look at some of those reasons why and what you can do about it. So as we're sending out some of those notifications, definitely like the video. Go ahead and send us some subscriptions, some likes, and then we can go ahead and definitely get started. Yay, okay, looks good. So once again, I'm Dr. Robyn. I'm a sleep health coach and clinical pharmacist. My background, I, historically always had great sleep and was able to get a good night's sleep on a regular basis until life started happening about 7 or 8 years ago. All the things that, really cause a lot of stress really began happening. I began having, I was changing jobs at the time. My dad died at the time. I was going through a divorce at the time. I was dealing with a young son at the time. He's a teenager now, but at the time was a little boy. And really just had a lot on my plate. And historically, I'd always been able to sleep good. But one of the things I had found, after all of these stress issues that came into my life, all of a sudden I couldn't sleep anymore. And that was the one thing that I really use as like a relaxer, as something that enhanced my life. I could always get good sleep until I couldn't. And I also want to mention too, I was working one of those overnight positions. Hi, X-Stars, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hello. Definitely, if you're new here, let us know where you're from too. I know last week we had some people who were from the UK, India. We had a lot of different people in the chat last week. So definitely let us know where you are in the world, where you're calling us from. So definitely. Okay, someone says they're in Norway. Welcome to the live. So I want you to watch this now if you are waking up in the morning feeling like a zombie. You think you got, a good night's sleep. You're really trying to do, implement all of the different sleep hygienes. Hi, Shakwa. Good to see you too. Good to see you. Definitely, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and send us some likes out so we can push this out to the algorithm. Also, those of you all who are in the chat, if you have a question about how to get better sleep so that you aren't waking up like a zombie in the middle of the night, definitely put your question down in the chat so we can get you some help tonight. Definitely. So one of the things I always, when I'm asking my clients, is looking at why they are waking up groggy and exhausted in the morning. So one of the major reasons, and we'll go into some of the other reasons and things you can do about it, but one of the major reasons is really emotional based, especially they have, when people wake up on Monday morning, dreading going to work on Monday morning. So a lot of these are really emotional based reasons as to why they can't get a good night's sleep. So definitely looking at what you can do so that mornings aren't, especially Monday mornings, aren't a dreadful morning. Really getting to the emotional root cause of what's going on with that issue. I also look at stress. I know personally for myself, when I was stressed out, burnt out, had all this exhaustion going on, and I wasn't managing it well. I was just putting a Band-Aid on it and not getting to the root cause of it. That definitely, really produced stress-induced insomnia. So most of the times when people come to me, they are experiencing that stress-induced issues. Either they can't go to sleep well at night, they're tossing and turning, they can't get to sleep, they can't stay asleep, or they're waking up feeling like a zombie, where they're just groggy, just sluggish, and can't seem to get going. Thank you for the likes too. Definitely, if you're new here, definitely send us, I need sleep right now. Someone says it's 4 a.m. Yes, if you're somewhere and it's 4 a.m. and you are not a night owl. Now, there's some people who are naturally night owls, and they should be awake around 4 a.m. That is not the majority of the population. So definitely try and get some sleep. Thanks for coming on to the live though. Thank you so much. And be sure to subscribe to our channel if you're looking to really end exhaustion, burnout, so that you can wake up excited every day and ready to take on your world. So some of the things I like to ask people, do your muscles feel sore when you wake up? That can be a symptom of something called restless leg syndrome, where you're kind of running all night long. Sometimes another person in your household will observe that that's what you're doing. And if you feel a certain achiness in your legs, that can definitely be an issue, the restless leg syndrome. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Here's SleepWell RX. Today we're covering how you can wake up, if full of energy, so that you are not waking up like a zombie if you're feeling like that. I definitely have experienced what that's like. That's no fun. You're not as productive. You're just simply not as happy and as healthy as you should be. Another one of the issues, I always go through a series of questions to find out, could my client potentially have sleep apnea? So sleep apnea, where you're really stopping breathing throughout the night. You're not getting that good oxygenation that you should be getting to all of the cells. And right now, they actually have sleep apnea tests that you can do in the comfort of your own home. And then you usually send that information back, and then a professional will actually read that particular test. If it's something serious and more advanced, you can actually go to various sleep labs. There's sleep labs throughout the country where people will actually spend the night there, and they'll be tested and observed to see if they're having, restless leg syndrome, if they're having actual sleep apnea. These could be some of the reasons why, you're waking up groggy. You didn't get the proper oxygenation in the middle of the night. So that's something super important. So one of the first things we want to do is, you want to look at, once you've taken care of those major reasons of why you're tossing and turning, is it restless leg syndrome? Is it sleep apnea? Is it some other type of definitely sleep disorder that you could have? Definitely looking with a professional. You can get tested in the comfort of your own home. Very good. So getting sunlight to your eyes in the morning could be one of the reasons that you are feeling like that you're a zombie, because really you're not getting that sunlight. That is so definitely important. So in terms of the first 5 to 10 minutes that you wake up in the morning, having that sunlight actually hit your retina. So that means if you're a glasses wearer like that, you have to take the glasses off. I usually open the window, because actually your window will actually block the much needed UV rays that you need to actually set your circadian rhythm. So you definitely need to be looking. If you have screens, that's fine. So screens are fine. No contact lenses in, no actual, sunglasses on. You need to be looking. You don't want to stare directly into the sun, but just getting sunlight in the morning onto your retina. It sets your circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock. It sets that for the whole day and actually alerts your body to stop producing melatonin and to get going and energized for your day. So that's one of the major reasons that will help you to stop being the zombie if you feel like you're waking up being a zombie. Using cold therapy. Now, I'm not one of those people that advocates actually, taking those cold plunges and ice water baths and super cold showers, but splashing some cold water onto yourself in the morning can actually help to alert you, wake you up. But it's something really quick. You don't have to go out and buy anything or do anything special. a lot of people, the first beverage they have in the morning is coffee. So that's also could be causing a lot of grogginess. Your first beverage in the morning should be something that's hydrating. Coffee can be a dehydrating substance where it's actually pulling water out of the body. So you want to hydrate the body. You can put a little bit of salt in, a little bit of, some pure Celtic salt, some Himalayan sea salt into your water. Also using some fruits as well. They find that your cells are better hydrated when you do something called eat your water. So that means eating it either in the form of, really hydrating fruits like cucumber, watermelon, some of the different melons, or just having that cup of water before you go to bed. And also having, and not a whole cup so you have to get up and use the bathroom, but having also that cup of water in the morning so that you are rehydrating yourself. A lot of people don't know this, but actually going to bed and sleeping at night, you're naturally being dehydrated. So that's something very, very important to look into. Sleep is a natural slight dehydration process. And then if we grab coffee or some other, high caffeine product the first thing in the morning, we're actually making it worse, which can make us even more groggier and exhausted. So definitely look at doing, water. I try and have water by my bed because that's the easiest way to get rid of barriers. I don't have to get up, go to the kitchen, figure out, open a bottle. Just having it right there by your bed in the evenings. Also, it's a good idea if, you wake up in the middle of the night, you feel a little parched. You don't want to guzzle, a whole cup or two, but taking a few sips just to kind of do that rehydration if you're feeling that in the middle of the night. Another way to kind of end feeling like a zombie is your food in the morning. So definitely getting a protein balance. So it shouldn't be, at all, I know sometimes we have like a lot of really sweet things in the morning, just really high in carbs, but they're not well protein balanced. So, using really good protein balanced foods such as eggs, if you eat like chicken sausages or turkey sausage, something where you are going to be balancing the carbs with the actual protein so you don't have, a horrible crash at all. Definitely look into that. So once again, I see some new people popping on. Welcome back to SleepWell RX. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you're looking to really see how you can get the most amazing sleep so that you can end that grogginess. I have a lot of clients come to me. They seem to be able to get to sleep at night. They don't wake up much, but they're finding that they're waking up groggy and exhausted. So we went over some of the reasons that could be. Restless leg syndrome. If you're feeling, any types of issues with your muscles or legs and they're just running all night, that can definitely be an issue. It can be, that you have a deficiency in potassium, deficiency in magnesium, or some other things. Also looking at, are you having an issue where you are not breathing in night? And snoring and sleep apnea. Snoring can be a sign of sleep apnea, but it's not always a sign of sleep apnea. So I encourage patients, if they've noticed, I've noticed, and family members have noticed that I have stopped breathing at nighttime sometimes. If you're not getting that full oxygenation to all of your cells, you definitely could be having problems with that. Again, you can get tested at home. They sell sleep apnea kits now where you don't have to go anywhere. You actually can get tested in the comfort of your own home to really determine if this is going on with you. So if you're having some issues, and we'll go into some of the issues of life, when you're having issues sleep, that's really a deep rooted problem that other things are going on. Are you staying well hydrated throughout the day on a consistent basis? Are you getting that sun we talked about? That sun needs to hit the retina. So if you wear glasses like me, you got to put the glasses down on your nose, or either just take them off altogether. Take out the contacts, no sun glasses, no regular glasses. It has to hit that retina for the first 5 to 10 minutes that you're awake in the morning. That light actually signifies to your body, let's stop the melatonin production, it's time to get up and get going and get on for our day. We talked about doing a little cold water splash to kind of alert yourself so that you're not having that grogginess. Doing actually water hydration, because sleep is a naturally slightly dehydrating process. Looking at getting really balanced proteins into your diet. So that you just aren't going, higher off of even just piece of toast. It's just pure carb, donuts, all the things that we can see that we have for breakfast. You want to really focus on a breakfast that's going to give you that balance of that protein so that you don't have those crashes and that grogginess and that zombie feeling in the morning. One of the first things we talked about before we talked about any of these things is emotional well-being. A lot of people, and they've even documented this, that there are people that will get really sick on Monday mornings because emotionally, they're dreading going to work. So looking at what you can do, what type of mindfulness activities you can do, practices you can do, even getting ready some things the night before will help you dread less that morning. So I always encourage my patients, do a brain dump the night before. If you feel like your brain is just racing, and you can't calm down and get a good night rest, that can be one of the reasons that why you're waking up as a zombie. So all you have to do is get a pen, piece of paper. If you have a dedicated notebook, that's great. And start just dumping all of the stuff that's causing your brain to race, dump it down onto paper and get it out of your brain. So some of the other things we're going to look at, just really some whole body health things. Are you getting, good fresh air every day? Okay. A lot of our air is, indoor air, especially polluted. We have carpeting, we have paint everywhere. It's actually stressful to be indoors. We should have, dedicated daily time where we're getting outside, even if it's just about 30 minutes a day, and taking good deep breaths when we're doing that. Sleeping actually with an air purifier can actually be really, really helpful too. I have clients that have seen this to be helpful when they are, staying in particular areas where there's really a high pollution count outside. Really cleaning that air up was super, super helpful. We talked about water, staying hydrated. Now, I'm not one of those people that just tell people just guzzle, ounces and ounces and, 10 glasses of water a day. I always like to check my clients in terms of their kidney function first to see if they can handle that. They may need to have a slow progression in water because their kidneys simply can't handle just dumping a bunch of water in at one time. Again, a lot of things that we do are dehydrating us, which is very serious because as humans, we're 70 to 80% water. So sleep alone is a slightly dehydrating process. A lot of the foods that we eat are slightly dehydrating processes. When we're having, if anyone drinks alcohol before bed, it's dehydrating. Even that morning coffee can definitely cause us to have, more and more dehydration. So looking at how much water you're getting throughout the day, how much you're flushing through any toxins that may be happening, this will help you to kind of wake up feeling more alert and just really not in that zombie state. I recommend a book. It's a really good book called Your Body's Many Cries for Water. I'm not even sure if it's currently in publication, but you could probably find some used copies of this book. And it's written by a physician who he was in captivity. And he had patients coming to him. They were in captivity too. They were like prisoners of war. And at this time, the only thing he could prescribe to them was literally water and different quantities of water based on their kidney function. He was able to eliminate a lot of diseases like issues with their heart, blood pressure, if they had, issues with too much stomach acid. He was actually really able to heal and provide treatment just using water. And he developed this book once he was free called Your Body's Many Cries for Water. So definitely take your time. Go check that book out. We talked about getting good sun. Sunshine is so important. We know we get vitamin D from the sun, which is actually a hormone that is responsible for so many bodily functions. So here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to have a time where we're not going to be getting as much sun as we usually will. So if you have a time to travel during, winter time, really, really great and store up on it. We're getting beautiful sunshine now. So basically go outside and store up. Your body can store some of that particular vitamin D for a later date. So definitely take advantage of that. The next is movement. Getting movement throughout the day is so important. Definitely getting that movement. If you're new here, subscribe to SleepWell RX so we can help you to get the most amazing sleep ever, so that you can wake up not feeling like a zombie, but waking up feeling energized and ready to take on your day. So definitely, let's see. I'm trying to see if there are any questions. Okay, if there's any questions, be sure to put down questions into the chat concerning about, how you can end burnout, exhaustion, feeling just, really tired all the time. We're definitely here to help you with that. We're going to talk about really some of the emotional things. The majority of people who come to me with stress-induced insomnia. So that's a major issue. And we have a lot to be stressed about in our world today. Just the past few weeks alone here in the US, even worldwide, just a lot of stress is really coming down on a lot of us, making us feel tense in the shoulders, giving some people, exacerbated migraines. They're feeling it even in their jawline. Definitely, I am always encouraging my clients, have a way where you can get the daily news, but don't watch news all day long. Don't even watch news before you go to bed at night. It's going to be very difficult to get a good night's sleep if you are having these images. And most times, let's be honest, a lot of times the news just really isn't that positive before we go to bed. A lot of my clients, really millennials, and a lot of us just aren't watching TV that much anymore, but we are scrolling. We are seeing right now that we're getting bombarded with a lot of negativity and high stress just by scrolling. So I was just talking to a friend today. And we've kind of told each other we're gonna decrease our scrolling and start really reading more. We have a bunch of interesting books, some of them collecting dust, unfortunately. So I'm challenging you all to join us in this challenge. Decrease some of the scrolling and actually take some of that time to read, fortify yourself. Definitely, really looking as much as positive as possible. I don't want to be one of these people that's talking about, being toxic positivity, where you're just positive no matter what, because that's not how life works. There are some things that we have to be very concerned about, worried about, but we need to give ourselves like a dedicated time for that concern and worry. Do our best to see what is in our power to fix it and then move on, so that we aren't having these stresses that are causing us to, wake up feeling like a zombie. Doing deep breathing exercises, doing your stretching exercises before you go to bed. Definitely doing all of these different things to really be in the now, be in the present. Hi, I see some new people coming on. Thank you for coming on the live. Be sure to subscribe to SleepWell RX if you're new here and you are looking to stop waking up like a zombie and to wake up, really excited and ready for your day, full of energy. Okay? So that's great. I also wanted to talk about, there are some issues where people are having, really vitamin deficiencies. And you always want to work with your primary care person, whether you see an MD, a nurse practitioner, a PA, whether you see an herbalist or a naturopath. Working with them before you ever, do any type of supplementation is super important to make sure you don't have any interactions with the supplements and any other condition in supplements with other herbs or anything. One of the supplements that I find really that helps you to really end feeling like a zombie in the morning is B vitamins. So you can get these usually at your local health food store, even a local drugstore has in their vitamin section B vitamins, where you're getting all of the B vitamins together. We know that vitamin B12 is really, really acknowledged for giving you that energy boost. But ideally, if you're going to be taking the B vitamins, they work in concert all together. So you should be taking them. Usually they have supplements that will have, all the B vitamins together, including the B12, to help give you some of that energy so that you aren't feeling like a zombie in the morning. Definitely look into that. So, okay. Let's see if there's any other questions. We have about 10 more minutes on here. So one of the things is really refraining from a lot of, bad things and that we could be doing that could be making us sick and making us wake up like a zombie. So one of the things I'm encouraging people, watching what they eat. And I know we all hear this all the time, but definitely if we're eating lots of junk foods, lots of fast foods, it's going to be difficult to wake up feeling energized. Those foods actually pull from us. They pull for us to even digest them. They actually pull a lot of energy reserves from us just so that we can get by. So that could be one of the reasons you're waking up like a zombie too. Really have an evaluation of your diet. How much fresh foods are you eating? Organic as much as possible. One of the things, I'll probably do a whole nother live on this, we're hearing a lot about that seed oils are causing a lot of problems in our life. Seed oils are relatively new. Over 100 years ago, people used tallow to cook with, butter to cook with, just various animal fats. They weren't using these oils from all of the various seeds. So definitely evaluating that, cutting that. I've been finding personally myself, I just cut it out some of the recipes. When I see a recipe that says, use a tablespoon of vegetable oil, I'm thinking, why? Especially if I'm cooking meats that are already going to have their natural oils in them. You simply just don't need them. Definitely. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all for the likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Devin. Who else is in there? Vlad, Shockwave, Devin, all of these people. Thank you for coming into the live tonight. I appreciate it. Be sure to definitely subscribe to our channel, SleepWell RX, so that we can help you to get the most amazing sleep so that you can wake up. And someone asked what's the topic here. Watch this now if you wake up feeling like a zombie after, you've slept during the evening, you think you got 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but you're waking up groggy, you're waking up exhausted, you're waking up just not ready for your day for whatever reason. You are in the right place. We gave some great tips. We're about 30 minutes in, so definitely replay this. And okay, that's funny, Donnie. Okay. And so definitely replay this particular live so that you can definitely, grab a notebook and a pen so you can get some really good tips on what you should be doing. If you're eating, high sugar diets, once again, sugar is also very depleting for the body. It depletes us of a lot of minerals and vitamins that we need. So if you're seeing that you're having too much sugar in your diet, definitely need to look into that. We're also talked about food. How many fresh foods are you eating? Fresh foods you're putting in your smoothies. And watching, your caloric intake. If you're too high in caloric intake and your body has to spend so much time really breaking down all of these calories, you are going to definitely have an issue. Hi, Mercedes. Oh, that's wonderful. Good news, Mercedes. Good to see you. Definitely here we're talking about, waking up in the morning feeling refreshed and ready for your day versus feeling like a zombie. So we went over some of that in the first 30 minutes. I'll go ahead and do a recap because we have about 10 more minutes left here. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for the likes again, you guys. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. That's awesome. Congratulations to you, Mercedes. That is amazing. Congratulations. So, and thank you, Wick, Leo Vaughn. Okay, awesome. Thank you again. I see some more likes coming in. I appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. It's interesting you mentioned that, Mercedes, because one of the things that helps us to reduce stress is being able to put some of our issues onto a higher power. Of course, that's going to mean different things for different people, depending on our background, newer spiritual awakenings that we've had. But that helps to reduce the stress of knowing that something else out there has our back. And during these times, that's more important than ever. It really, really is. Stress in general has been acknowledged recently by the American Medical Association as something that is causing us a lot of chronic illness diseases. They think it's the baseline to a lot of illnesses. And again, I get it. We are going through a lot right now, even on our planet right now, in our country. There's a lot of reasons to have stress, but we have to take that responsibility and not just say, stress is just wearing me out. We have to take a responsibility and make sure that we are taking action to help manage the stress. I wish I had a magic wand to get rid of everyone's stress. I do not have that. If I did, I would totally, totally be using that on myself. I've had to learn how to definitely manage stress for myself better. I had to do a lot of, really practical mindfulness techniques, doing deep breathing techniques, taking the time. I'll do a quick plug while we have a few people on. Definitely, enlisting tools like aromatherapy. We have a lot of tools available to us. And this is our SleepWell RX sleep spray. This is a lavender aromatherapy that is so calming and soothing. Definitely check us out at sleepwellrx.com. Using all of the tools, I think, Earth is full of beautiful, beautiful tools for us. I even use, different crystals that I find. These are a particular type of crystal that helps you to stay really calm and soothing. So using a variety of crystals, aromatherapy, deep breathing techniques, even using some, different hypnosis tracks here on, YouTube. YouTube has some really good tracks, whether you need sleep meditation, just regular meditation, guided meditation tracks. We have a plethora of tools that we need to use. A lot of my clients are just scrolling, and I call it doom scrolling. They're just looking at the next doomsday report. When they could take that time, put away the doom scrolling, and maybe pop onto a great track that are definitely good for you. And someone says, you use crystals. I put seashore sand in my shoes to be more grounded to Gaia. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing, to be more grounded to the earth. So grounding, I'm glad you brought that up. Grounding is a great way to help us reduce stress. And some of the easiest ways is just walking barefoot on sand. So those of you all who live near a beach, you're super lucky walking barefoot on sand. Walking barefoot outdoors in general, it's highly grounding. It helps us to sleep better at night. It helps us to feel happier in general. It helps our mood, helps our mental health. It finds that it actually lowers the blood pressure when we're doing grounding. I'm sorry. So that's really great. Thank you for saying that. And someone says, suppose I don't want to walk barefoot. We've got you covered. Once again, we're in 2025 where we have tons of tools to help us. So I get it. I know, where people live, they may have like odd animals walking in the middle of the night that they didn't see during the day. And these animals could be leaving, excrement or, God knows what the animals are leaving. And they don't want to walk barefoot behind that. It's highly understandable. There are grounding socks, grounding shoes, grounding boots. So these are particularly made from all natural substances that are not rubber, because rubber is technically a natural substance, but it blocks your ability to ground to Gaia. So he said he's definitely becoming more grounded to Gaia. That's amazing. I love that for you. That is great. I love walking on sand barefoot. I just go for it and feeling, especially the heat of the sand, and just an amazing feeling comes over. My family has issues with, background with blood pressure issues. Some even have cardiovascular. I've been able, just, following food and hydration and doing some grounding, have been able to keep, blood pressures in normal ranges. So definitely, definitely, that's a great question. And yet I use crystals. I love crystals. So one day I have to go into some of the different types of crystals I use, and some of the crystals that are a good idea to actually use to help you to get a good night's sleep. Some other ones that are really, really great to help you get energized in the beginning of the day. So a lot of people who think crystals are woo-woo. All of our computers have crystals in them. Our cell phone, right now I'm filming this on a cell phone, they have crystals in them. So the crystal industry is not just the woo-woo portion of the industry, it's actually a part of our technology industry to be able to really talk and do all the things that we want to do. So that's great. So definitely put down any more questions that you all may have so that you aren't waking up in the morning feeling like a zombie. You want to wake up feeling energized, in charge of your day, and ready for the day ahead. So again, we talked about a lot of this can happen what you're doing the night before as well. Definitely check out my A to Z sleep hacks. I did a whole series literally from A to Z of all the sleep hacks, and the sleep hacks can also be known as, something like sleep hygiene. These are just rules and foundations that help us to get to sleep. Some really, really good ones. So someone asked me, what is your favorite crystal for going to sleep? Okay, that's a good one. So my favorite crystals for going to sleep, I like clear quartz and I like amethyst. Those are probably some of my favorite crystals for getting a great night's sleep. And some of my least favorite, so I'm actually wearing one of those now. I'm wearing one that I will be taking off because it gives me kind of, dreams that are really kind of racing dreams. And so that's a garnet that I have. So definitely that's a good question. Yeah. And some people will be affected. I know I've had some friends who the minute they touch a crystal, they can feel that vibration, and they definitely can't sleep with crystals on them at nighttime, or else they can't get a good sleep, and they're definitely waking up, feeling like a zombie. So they have to put their crystals away. I can sleep with certain crystals, but I can feel certain vibrations depending on what they are. Someone said they upgrade. Oh, that's wonderful. Someone said they upgraded their crystal. And I don't know, what's an FC3? If you could put that in the comments and let me know what that upgrade was and how you felt about that. I'm always looking to learn more about those. That's wonderful. Congratulations. So we'll go ahead and do a brief recap because I have to start my bedtime routine just like some of you all are. I know some of you all are in different places throughout the world where it may be daytime right now. So you probably simply, you don't have to start that routine now. So we were talking about, watch this now if you wake up in the morning feeling like a zombie. So some of the reasons we talked about, some of the reasons where you may be having this are, are you having a restless leg syndrome where you're kind of like running in your sleep at night? A lot of times somebody else may have to observe that you're doing this. Someone in your home notices that this is going on. This can be treated, or could be an issue with a potassium deficiency, magnesium deficiency, among other things. So definitely looking into that. Are you having sleep apnea, where you are actually stopped breathing in the middle of the night and you are having issues oxygenating all of your cells from head to toe? If you're exhausted and you're waking up feeling like a zombie, you could have sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. So definitely take the time to really determine what it is that's causing this. We talked about, one of the major reasons that I think a lot of the experts leave out is emotional. People are dreading getting up on, their Monday especially. In fact, a lot of, people have been found to have issues and get really sick on Monday morning because of this. So I really encourage people, really take that time doing that attitude of gratitude the night before, even into that morning, thinking about, what you're thankful for and you're happy. It may actually be, particular work or so forth that you're looking at that you're like, well, I'm not sure if this is 100% for me, but being thankful that you do have it available and being thankful for all the plethora of things that you have going on can definitely do a major shift in your emotions. I was just talking to a friend today. She was telling me she actually has a gratitude journal, and I need to work on that myself. I usually just wake up and start thanking, thank you, thank you, thank you. But it would be good to actually write that down as a kind of a reverse brain dump, where I'm actually filling my brain with all the amazing things that we could be grateful for, and actually being able to go back and read the things you're grateful for can be very uplifting for you. So I'm going to see if there's any other questions going on. Someone said they, okay, upgraded their crystals. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on here. Definitely, if you have any questions. Oh, thank you, Chantel. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, Chantel. That was so nice of you. So definitely, if you are new here, be sure to subscribe to SleepWell RX, where we help you to get the most amazing sleep ever. Before we leave, we'll do our shameless plug. We have our brand new organic lavender sleep spray. This is a tool to help you to use to actually release. Yes, I am. Someone said, how are you getting good sleep? I am getting good sleep. In fact, I'm going to be getting off here really soon because I have to start my wind down hour. I take an hour in the evening to wind down. So I do magnesium. I do, magnesium either in the bath or the shower. I spray actually this in my bath so that I have this amazing lavender, delicious scent that's super calming for a great night's sleep. You can definitely get this at sleepwellrx.com. Trying to see if there are any other questions that I missed. If you have a question, definitely put it in the comments for later. And I think that's it for tonight. So I want to thank all of you all for joining me tonight. You do not have to keep waking up like a zombie. You can wake up fully alert, ready for the day, ready to take on your day. If you missed some of the tips in the beginning, go ahead, rewind this, grab a notebook so that you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on your world. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.